Good news. The skies have cleared here at the ballpark. Suddenly they are blue here at Comerica Park. The rain has moved out, and the Tigers and the Chicago White Sox getting set to do battle here in Game 2 in this 3-game series. Tigers, Rod, trying to bounce back after a loss last night. Clearly they've got one of their best pitchers on the mound tonight, but clearly they've got to get the bats going as well.
Well, they need to figure out a way to play a little bit better baseball right here at Comerica Park. They are a 500 team here, and they've played much better away from Comerica Park, and with players like Scherzer and Verlander and Victor and Torrey and Miggy, you would think that they would be better than that at home. So they clearly have to get that going.
All right, Max Scherzer on the hill in search of win number 13 in the ballgame tonight. Earlier this evening, our Trevor Thompson caught up with Brad Ausmus and got his thoughts on Max Scherzer.
Well, he's going to be important. We hope that he goes out there and pitches the way Max Scherzer normally pitches, and we give him some support with a few more runs than we have been scoring in recent games, and come away with a win.
What can you tell us about the tweak to his changeup that he made from your perspective, and why it's made a difference for him?
Well, he's always had a pretty good changeup. As to the tweak, I couldn't really tell you exactly what it is. That's Jonesy and he have been working on that together, so I defer to Jonesy on that.
What he did is he adjusted his baby finger where it was at, and helps him get over the top of the ball a little bit. And it was a lot better last time. He's thrown the ball extremely well. Early on, he had a couple of rough outings, but other than that, he's thrown the ball very well for us.
Tweaked his baby finger. Now, is this something you noticed, he noticed, or how did you guys come up with this as a tweak to that changeup?
He mentioned something didn't feel right, and he started adjusting where his little finger was. And sometimes that's all it takes is to make the ball feel different in your hand and allow you to get on top of it a little bit better, and that's what he did. And, he mentioned it to me and said, tell me what you see, and he threw some in the bullpen, and they had really good down action, so I said, it looks a lot better, so let's do it.
Well, it's amazing that even a guy, Rob, that has 12 wins, an ERA of 3.37, is constantly looking to get a little bit better and a little bit of change for Max Scherzer.
I talk to Max all the time after he throws some of his bullpens, and that's one of the things that he says. He's always down in the bullpen tweaking something. He feels like even if he goes out and throws a complete game shutout, there's something that he needs to improve on. And that's why since the beginning of the 2012 season, no one has won more games than Scherzer.
And here comes Max strolling out of the clubhouse, getting set to take the field here tonight. And as we mentioned, in search of his 13th win, this will be start number 22 for Max Scherzer. And here he comes. He'll take the field with the Tigers tonight as they try and get a win here in Game 2 against the Chicago White Sox. We'll check out the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox that Scherzer will be facing tonight. It's presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Adam Eaton will lead it off in center field, followed by Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop. Jose Abreu, another 18-game hitting streak going now, thanks to a big night last night. Adam Dunn, the DH, Viciedo in right, Gillespie at third, and a bottom three tonight of Beckham, Deaza, and Tyler Flowers. And, of course, they are facing Max Scherzer, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Last 4 or 5 starts, Max has had an explosive fastball, none better than the one he had 5 days ago against the Los Angeles Angels out in California. He was touching 97, 98. Had 11 strikeouts in that game. He'll need to be as good here this evening to shut down this White Sox squad. Let's take a look at the Tigers' starting defense presented by Beaumont Health System. J.D. Martinez gets the nod in the outfield, left field here today. Jackson in center, Torrey Hunter in right field, Romine Kinsler up the middle, Castellanos and Miggy on the corners, and Avila is back behind the plate. The Tigers committed 3 errors in last night's game, and only their 3 errors in the last 13.
Brian Halladay caught last night. In fact, he caught Scherzer's complete game shutout against the White Sox back in June, but Avila is behind the dish here this evening, and we are finally ready for baseball here tonight. The sun is shining at the ballpark. It's turned into a pretty nice night here. I wouldn't have said that about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. It was pouring rain here at the ballpark, but it has since cleared out.
Heather Nabosny and her grounds crew, they were all over the shower that was rolling through here. They had the tarp on the field, and the field looks immaculate.
And so Eaton will step in now to start things off for the White Sox, batting .289. Eaton last night was 3 out of 5.
He's the guy you have to keep off the base pass. He's the guy that makes them go. Abreu drives in all the runs, but Eaton's the guy that gives them energy at the top of their batting order.
Now Scherzer is all set. First pitch of tonight's ball game is popped in the air. Down the left field line, foul, ground, long run for Romine. He won't get there. Back into the seats, 0-1 to count on Adam Eaton. A couple of changes to the lineup this year for the White Sox. They added Eaton, they added Abreu, and those are two guys that certainly have made their impact on the Chicago lineup. Robin Ventura's team still, though, coming into play 52 and 55 as they try to claw back up to the 500 mark. Third season now for Robin at the helm of the White Sox. Scherzer with the 0-1 pitch. And that ball missing inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Max making start number 22. He has 12 wins. The Tigers are 15 and 6 in his starts this year. Foul tipped into the glove. 1-2 to count. Eaton with 18 hits in his last 10 ball games. May have injured himself on that last swing. He's slowly getting back in the box. Immediately after he walked out, looked like something was wrong. He's back in there now. The 1-2 pitch. Slap toward left field, and that's going to drop in. Base hit. So their leadoff man is on, and Eaton now with a 6-game hitting streak. He still does not look like he feels good, though. That is a crooked look on his face. Here is Alexei Ramirez. Boy, the White Sox brought out the big bats last night. 15 hits. The Tigers, as a matter of fact, had 12, but they lost by a wide margin. 282 for Alexei.
Has not had much success against Max Scherzer. 118 batting average for Alexei.
And he looks at strike 1 in the outside corner. Mickey having some fun here with Eaton?
I guess so. Get him out of the game. Something's wrong with him.
Put a smile on Eaton's face. Max with the 0-1. That is missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Very important for Max to keep his double play in order here. Alexei Ramirez is grounded into 14 twin killings already this year, and that's a lot. It's a very high number for a guy that has the kind of speed that he has.
Eaton 10 stolen bases this year. He's been caught 6 times. And the 1-1. A little bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Looked like Eaton was trying to get a decent jump against Max, but Max, as he does when he's out on the mound, he simply holds the baseball and disrupts the timing of the base runner, in this case, Adam Eaton.
Look at Cabrera now. He's making a mess of my infield. Cabrera doing, or I should say Eaton doing a lot of grounds crew work down there. Cabrera's still complaining. Max ready with the 2-1 pitch. Instead, he'll go back to the bag at first base.
Well, Eaton was out there messing up the dirt, the well-manicured dirt. And so he can get a good jump, so he can get some good footing. And Mickey's like, well, if the ground ball comes to me, I want a good hop. So, and don't mess up my territory.
Now the 2-1. Broken back grounder to short. Could be another double play. 6-4 up the line, and the tag is made by Miguel. It is indeed a 6-4-3 broken bat double play off the bat of Ramirez.
Nice job by Max making sure that Eaton couldn't get a good jump. Romine underhand flip to Kinsler. Kinsler throws underneath, but Miggy comes off the bag to make sure that he could get the baseball first, and then applies the tag to Alexei Ramirez as he runs by.
Base is empty now with 2 outs.
And that's just the way that you want to face Jose Abreu with the bases empty, although he is in scoring position as we speak. Jose Abreu.
Well, the Bernstein advantage brings us our matchup tonight, which is in the favor of Max Scherzer. 1 for 10 Abreu versus Max. There's a strike called on Abreu.
You've got to get him out at the bottom of the zone, and most guys like the ball down, but we showed you Jose Abreu's hot and cold zones last night. Most of the zones are hot, and most of them are up in the strike zone. He murders the baseball belt buckle or higher.
The 0-1 sails outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Abreu at 299, 31 home runs. And he's now taken over the league lead in RBIs as well with 83. So he leads the power categories. And Scherzer again stays away. 2-1 the count.
We'll see how good Max feels about his fastball today. A predictable fastball count to Jose Abreu here in the very first inning. And I told you Max had a lot of life on his fastball against the Angels 5 days ago. He touched 98 a couple of times in that game.
Bouncing ball third base side. Nice hop there for Castellanos. And Abreu is retired, and that's it for Chicago. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Double play ball in the top of the first inning, and now the Tigers bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Their lineup presented by the Michigan Ford dealers, and it looks like this. Jackson, Kinsler, Cabrera at the top. Austin's been hot, 15-17. You got Victor, the DH. You got Hunter in right, J.D. Martinez at left, and your bottom three is Castellanos back in the lineup tonight. Avila and Andrew Romine, and they are facing Hector Noesi.
He probably pitched his best game of this year 5 days ago against the Minnesota Twins. 7 2/3 innings, only gave up 1 earned run in that contest. And Noesi has a fastball that will top out at about 93 miles an hour. Also a changeup, curveball, and a slider. Third team that Noesi has pitched for this year.
He certainly has been well traveled. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's a strike called. 0-2 now on Jackson. Austin batting .271. On July the 1st, Jackson was batting .238. So this month he has moved his average up 33 points. Pretty good month of July. And he watches one bounce in, 1-2. Jackson, Kinsler, Cabrera in the Detroit first inning. Here's the progression for Jackson from 200 to 235 to 350 here in the month of July. Those are the monthly numbers. It's fouled back out of play. 1-2 on Jackson. Austin last night was 1 for 3, was also hit by a pitch, and he walked. So he was on base 3 times last night for Detroit. Noesi ready with the 1-2. And he missed it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Ian Kinsler. Here's the 2-2 offering. Off the plate, 3-2. Noesi is 27 years old. He is from Esperanza in the Dominican Republic. Began his major league career with the Yankees. Here comes a 3-2 fastball. And Jackson spoils it back into the seats. Here are the particulars on Mr. Noesi. He was claimed off the waiver wire from Texas late in April. Started the season with Seattle, then he was traded to Texas, and now here he is settling into the White Sox rotation. And Jackson takes strike 3. It was close. 1 gone. How close was it?
And with 2 strikes, and too close for Austin to take for sure.
Noesi starts this one with a strikeout and a well-placed fastball. And now here is Ian Kinsler.
You talked about Noesi, started the season with Seattle, traded to Texas. He had an outing this year when he was pitching for the Texas Rangers against the Chicago White Sox, where he gave up 7 earned runs in relief. He was put on waivers the next day, picked up by the White Sox, and he's been in their rotation ever since.
Kinsler looks at a strike. So what you're saying is the secret is if you want to be picked up by another team, just get hammered by him.
Well, the White Sox hammered him. Maybe the White Sox wanted him. But it doesn't happen every day. One guy get hammered by one team, put on waivers, and then placed in that starting rotation 5 days later.
Here are the travels for Noesi this season: Seattle, Texas, and Chicago. Jeff Francis, the only other pitcher to play for 3 different teams. Bouncer right back up the middle. It's going to find a hole, and that is much needed for Kinsler, who was 0 for 5 in last night's ball game. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. 4 for 8 against Noesi with a couple of home runs. I would say that's pretty good, even though it's a small sampling. Miguel in the ball game last night, 2 out of 4. Batting average now at .311. He saw Abreu take over the league lead in RBIs with his big game last night. We'll see if Miggy can regain that lead. And he looks at ball 1, missing outside.
What's up with Miggy today, man? He's just laughing, smiling, and just having a ball.
He's extremely animated tonight.
He's having a conversation with Alexei Ramirez, the shortstop.
Yeah, now, how often do you see that? Batter and shortstop chatting. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Good breaking ball there thrown by Noesi. Miguel clearly looking for the fastball. And throws a nice little slider here at 87 miles an hour. Could have been a cutter there as well.
These days, it's hard to tell.
With a little slider action, right? The only reason why I say cutter is because it kind of stayed east to west in the strike zone.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now on Miguel Cabrera. Noesi is 5-6, 17th start of this campaign. A couple of pretty good starts each of his last 2 outings. He's trying to continue that here tonight in Detroit. But he has fallen behind Cabrera. Kinsler aboard with a 1-out single. Ian had been 2 for his previous 17, so he's trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Tigers came in with a 5-game lead on KC, 6.5 up on Cleveland.
Yeah, Tigers did not lose any ground last night. Both of those teams lost as well.
Missed it outside again, 3-1. Waiting on deck, Victor Martinez. And then Torrey Hunter after him. Three and one on Cabrera. And he walked him. And he'll put 2 men on now. With only 1 out. Our predictions for tonight's Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game. Presented by McDonald's new triple cheeseburger for just $2. I've got Miguel Cabrera tonight.
I'm going to take Ian Kinsler this evening. He had been slowed down a little bit, but he's got him a hit today already.
Does. And Trevor going with Max Scherzer tonight. 3 really good selections. Let's see who ends up on top. Victor Martinez now. 325 batting average, 21 home runs. Nice night last night for Victor. Had 3 singles and 4 at bats. He's got 2 men on here with only 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first, no score. And Victor looks at ball 1. Martinez came into this game having pounded Chicago pitching over his career, 330 lifetime. And he added to that with those 3 hits in last night's ball game. Here's the 1-0. And Victor looks at a ball inside, 2-0. There's a conversation on the mound now as Flowers walks out there. Sticky situation here for Noesi early in this game. He walked Cabrera to put 2 on, and now he's falling behind Martinez. Now Noesi ready with the 2-0 pitch. And he drives one to right, base hit. Kinsler coming around third. He will score. RBI single for Victor Martinez, who already has 4 hits in the series. 1-0 Detroit.
And 4-seam fastball here thrown by Noesi in a fastball count. And Victor's not going to miss that one right down the middle. And laced into right field, Viciedo came up firing toward third base, which made it very easy for Ian Kinsler to score the first run of the game.
Now Torrey Hunter, same situation. 2 men on, 1 out. Kinsler come around and score another run.
First couple of games after the All-Star break, Victor Martinez didn't have good timing because he missed so much time.
That's back up the middle into center field. Cabrera rounding third. They'll send him home, and the throw is cut off. It's an RBI hit for Torrey Hunter. 2-0 Tigers.
Looks like the Tigers are going to be very aggressive anytime they get a fastball up in the zone thrown by Noesi. Miggy, good base runner, good jump off second base. No issue with Miggy scoring. But just to finish that thought on Victor Martinez, he's been hot lately, but he got off to a little bit of a slow start because he, by and large, missed a couple of weeks leading up to the All-Star game, but he's got his timing now.
Boy, does he. Martinez now 4 hits in the series. Noesi gets a visit from Bobby Thigpen. Noesi, when you look at his career numbers in 3 starts against the Tigers, a 7.53 ERA. And the Tigers have picked up where they have left off against Mr. Noesi. Tim Timmons out there to break up the conversation. First and second, 1 out. 2 runs in for the Tigers. Meanwhile, Torrey picks up his 61st RBI. Now here is J.D. Martinez.
Torrey has driven in 23 runs in the month of July alone.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Ramirez has it, go under the glove. Here comes Martinez to score. Torrey on his way to third, and the Tigers lead 3-0.
Alexei Ramirez probably should have left his feet and made this play. He tried to stay on his feet to get the double play, and the ball just went right underneath the glove. And even if you don't make a play, you at least keep it in the infield and you prevent Victor Martinez from scoring.
So the Tigers, who jumped out to a 2-0 lead early last night, have a 3-0 lead in the first inning tonight. J.D. Martinez gets an RBI single. Nick Castellanos will step in. Five straight have reached